I'm in a reading slump, and we need to change that. I've been in a slump for a few weeks now and I just need to get out of it. For one thing, I am behind on my reading goal, but that's not even the most important thing. The most important thing is that I love reading and right now I just don't want to read. So we need to do something about this. If you know me, you know that I set myself a monthly TBR every month and I try to stick to it. Even if I don't read every book off the monthly TBR, like I do try to pick from my monthly TBR every month. This is my TBR for July. We are not doing her. She is gone. Because the only way I'm gonna get out of this reading slump is by just reading books I'm in the mood to read at the time. There are some great books on that July TBR that I really want to read, but if I don't want to read them right now, I'm not gonna read them right now. So that is step one, say goodbye to the TBR. Step two is read on my Kindle. This is kind of great timing because I literally have just recently got a new Kindle, so literally perfect timing. She's cute as well. I have decorated her and this gets me a little bit excited to read already. So if you're in a slump and you have a Kindle, maybe jazz her up a bit, decorate her and see if that helps. And then the third part is going to be choosing the right book to read. For me, I know that one of the contributing factors to why I'm in this slump is because I just feel like I'm in the middle of so many different series that like my brain it's just overwhelming me now and I don't know what to do. I want to start new series, but then I'm already reading so many of them and I enjoy them and I want to finish them. So for my first book, I am going to read a book from a series I'm already reading and it's a series that I've not read in over a year, but to be honest, these books for me were so easy and bingeable. I read like each book in a day or two and some of them are pretty long books. Zodiac Academy. This is book 7. I have already read the first 6 books. We are going to dive into book 7 and see how we go. I literally can't remember anything about this series, who anybody is or anything, but that's fine. These books are easy, they're a good time, they're not too deep, but they are fantasy and I am also in a fantasy mood. I think I'm just like not too bothered about reading romance at the moment. So that's going to be the book we start with and I will keep you updated on how we go. If you're in a reading slump, I am so sorry and I hope that this helps get you through it. One thing I will say about this book, and I can't remember if it's the same in the rest of the series, is so many of the chapters are ridiculously long. Like, I literally am currently reading a chapter that was like 45 minutes long to read. That is too long. I don't want chapters so long. Like, can we not do that, please? Alright guys, it has now been over a week since I last spoke to you. I'm still reading Zodiac Academy, but I have been making some progress. I am now about 75% through this book, and as I've said, it is a long book. Is it 750 pages? Is it like 900 pages? Who knows? Depends what version you're reading. The Kindle version is 750 pages and I am on page 511. So have I been reading loads and as much as I normally would? No, but I am still reading. So I'm definitely still in a slump because I'm not back to normal, but I'm better than I had been in the previous weeks before this, where I literally basically just wasn't reading at all. So we're getting there, we're getting there. I am enjoying the book. I definitely think the start was pretty slow and I was a bit bored, but then things have been happening that have been good. Also, we're getting a lot more focus on some newer relationships that we have like seen hinted at before, but not really progressed. I am definitely very much enjoying those. So yeah, I'm having a good time with it. I definitely am not gonna go straight into the next book after this because I want to mix it up a bit. I want to try some different things out to just really try and make sure that I get out of this slump, but I'm definitely not going to leave it as long to continue with the last books in this series as I have done, because it has affected my experience a bit because I literally couldn't remember who certain people were. My aim is to get this finished today. Can I do that? Probably not. I think that's quite a lot of reading, but we can try. We're going to do our best. Woke up today on my period and thought I have no desire to make myself look presentable, so excuse that. Did I finish Zodiac Academy last night? No, of course I didn't. Did I really expect myself to? No. I think it would have been like 200 pages. Maybe more, to be honest. But yeah, I didn't. However, I am now up to about 90%. Do I say it? So I'm going to finish it today. Putting it out there into the universe. Obviously I did that yesterday, didn't work. But I'm really feeling good about getting it finished today. And then we will move on to our next book. As I said, I don't think I'm going to go on to the next one because I also think I've heard that the next one is literally like 1,200 pages long. That doesn't sound good for somebody who is trying to get herself out of a reading slump. So we're not going to move on to that yet. I have a couple of options, but I have like a sensible option, and then I have an option of maybe not that sensible, but also just something that I really am intrigued about and want to try out. So anyway, we'll talk about that in a bit. Let's try and get this book finished.
Thought the praying would make it better, but I swear to God I'm just as lost as ever.
I can't believe what just happened. Oh my god, I'm 94% through.
It still hurt me just
This whole last 10% of this book is... it's a lot, it's too much for me. Oh my god. Okay,
but I can't help but focus on the things I can't control. All the darkness in my mind, pain that I can't leave behind. I know there's a silver line that I can't see. All the cold and sleepless nights, running out of ways to fight. I know there's a morning light in my reach.
Finished! Yay! I finished a book. You can kiss 100 boys in bars. If I'd known I was going to do this much filming today, maybe I would have made more of an effort, but hey ho, here we are. It has been about an hour since I finished Zodiac Academy, and I feel like I need to ride that wave of finishing a book and start another one. My thoughts on Zodiac Academy, I'm not going to lie, the first part of this book was pretty slow. It's a long book, I've said that. It's a long book. It took me a long time to read, and especially because I'm even going to say the whole first half of the book was pretty slow. But then it got better, and the last 10% of this book was wild. I mean, I feel like that always happens. That always happens in Zodiac Academy books, but yeah, this one, the last 10% was crazy, and I'm scared for the next book. But that's okay, that doesn't need to be in my mind right now because I'm not starting it. If I was going to be sensible, I would probably maybe read a thriller right now, like maybe a Frida McFadden book. I have got The Housemaid's Secret downloaded on here, but never have I claimed to be sensible. But the one that I've been thinking about, because it's been literally everywhere, especially on BookTok, is Quicksilver by Callie Hart. So I'm thinking, do I give it a go? It's a new book out, and it is... oh, my nail got caught in my hair. It is a new series, but only the first book is out. So I'm kind of thinking, that's fine. I'll be starting a new series and I'll straight away be up to date with it. So hopefully that won't overwhelm me, but we will see. This is the book. Strange cover. Not gonna lie, I'm not sure how I feel about the cover. But I've just heard people raving about this book and saying it's going to be the next big thing, so I feel like I need to give it a go. But if I'm not vibing with it, we're going to move on straight away because we just can't be dealing with that in a reading slump. If I'm not getting on with a book, it's out of the window for now anyway. For those who live their nightmares so the others may have their dreams. Oh yeah, okay. I see. Okay, we've got a can't even pronounce... pronunciation. Why can't I say it? We've got a pronunciation guide at the start. Okay. This is always a bit of an issue when it comes to Kindle books. Like if I had the paperback, I could be flicking back to this all the time because I am the worst at pronouncing fantasy characters wrong. I mean, I know, for example, that Throne of Glass is like known to be ridiculous, but like Kale, I think you mean Cole, babe. Like he is Cole to me. Yeah, maybe if I'd have known at the start of the book that was how I pronounced his name, but I read the whole series thinking that it was Cole. So he is and will always be Cole to me now. So I think if I can get it right at the start, that'll be good and probably will mean that I like don't embarrass myself talking about these books and people. All right, let's give it a go. Oh, how long is this book? 670 pages. Longer than I would have liked it to be. I'm not gonna lie. I am loving this. I am literally just like wanting to sit here and just read it. Unfortunately, I can't do that because I do need to go and take the dogs on a walk in a minute. But yeah, I'm having a great time so far. Do I know exactly what the plot of this book is? No, all I know is that we are following our main character and she is called... One moment, let me look at that pronunciation guide. Ceres. Ceres basically lives in like the outer ward of this kingdom, which is the poorest ward. So she's a bit of a thief and she ends up like going into like the inner place, can't remember what they call it now, and stealing something from one of the royal guards' uniforms, which is valuable. However, she gets caught and arrested and is now speaking to the queen, and the queen is a little bit mad, but she's like immortal, I think, or she said something about being immortal, and she's going on about Fae, and our main character's like, what the hell are you on about, like Fae aren't real, like, anyway. That's where we are. I know this is a romantasy, and I don't know yet who the romance is with. Don't know if we've met them yet, but I'm just enjoying it so far. It's really easy and like bingeable writing, which is just great. So yeah. Time for a update on this slump and also this book. So obviously I started this last night after finishing Zodiac Academy, and I literally read 100 pages of this book last night, which is crazy. I wish I could remember what page I was up to of Zodiac Academy so I could say how many pages I read yesterday in total, but I think it was like maybe 200 pages, maybe more. So to read so much yesterday was crazy, and I have to say, obviously I was near the end of Zodiac Academy, so that's the reason I read quite a lot of that, because I wanted to get it finished, and the end of the book, a lot happens. It's easier to kind of get through. This, however, is so easy and readable. I think I spoke to you a little bit about it, didn't I, yesterday? It's so readable. Like, it's one of those books where you just don't even notice time passing as you're reading it. Which is absolutely perfect for me right now. So yeah, yesterday I read 100 pages. I have now read another 70 pages, so I'm on page 173 now, which is 25% through this book. So honestly, I'm thinking like, with a bit of reading this evening, I could easily get to 50% of the way through this book. I am now at the point where I'm a little bit worried about if this book carries on being this good. Is this going to put me in another slump? Because I'm finally feeling like getting out of my slump. Like, I'm excited to read again and I'm enjoying my time reading. I'm thinking, yeah, great, I'm getting out of this slump. There's still some hills to climb, but in general, I'm feeling very good in terms of my slump. Like, I really feel like I'm getting out of it with this. But I am worried because good books do put me in a slump. Did not read as much as I had planned yesterday. Who's shocked? Not me. I am 38% in, 257 pages. So basically yesterday I read 157 pages, which, you know what, is good. That's like higher than my average. I'm still really enjoying the book. It's still flying by. I'm still not even feeling stumpy anymore. Like, I want to pick up and read this book. As I said, I am a bit worried about what's going to happen after this book, but we will cross that bridge when we get to it. For now, I'm going to go and charge my camera and hopefully do some reading this morning, and then I'll check in with you a bit later. I thought I was getting out of my reading slump, but guys, I don't even know how long it's been since I've spoken to you. I suppose I could look at how long it's been since I started this book. Okay, it's been about a week since I started this book. So not as bad as I thought it had been. To be honest, I felt like it's been ages. I fully expected to finish this book by now because I am actually really enjoying it. Like, sometimes I'm reading it thinking, this feels like a 5-star book, but then I just hardly pick it up. I am now at 65%, so that's page 432. To be fair, I did have a busy weekend. I went to London on Saturday for my friend's birthday, and then on Sunday, can't really remember what I did yesterday, but I felt like I was a bit busy. I don't know how many pages this book is, but I've obviously got about 35% of it left to read, so I'm hoping I can do that over the next couple of days. But to be honest, the only time I've really been reading is in bed. I've just forced myself to sit and do some reading now as I've just finished work. But yeah, I don't know, my mind's it's just not there. And the only time that I'm reading really is at night, as I said. And to be fair, when I'm reading at night in bed, I'm really enjoying it and I want to keep reading, but obviously I get tired and need to go to sleep. So I just haven't been reading much, but I don't know, in a week, 432 pages, it's definitely less than I would like to be reading, but it's not terrible. I don't know. I am making progress, but slowly. And I'm at that part of the book now where my brain's already starting to think, what am I going to read next? And that's stressing me out because I just have no idea where to go from here. In terms of this book though, I did have some things I actually wrote down that I wanted to say. Okay, so I don't know if I ever spoke about what this book is about. Obviously it's a fantasy. I definitely said the starting point, but quite a lot happens and it really does evolve from there, but I don't necessarily want to tell you the plot because I feel like it's a bit of a spoiler. Like, I went in quite blind and it was fun. So all I'm going to say is it's a fantasy romance book and there are fae in it, and the whole kind of magic system is built around Quicksilver, kind of. I don't think that's like the whole magic system. To be honest, there's a lot that I just don't know because our main character doesn't really know much. There are like vampire kind of creatures. I don't know. It's fun. I'm enjoying it. The fox. I love the fox. Just needed to put that out there. I love animals in books, and especially in fantasy books. Like, I just love that. And so a cute little fox. Yeah, I love the fox. And lastly, I was near the start of the book getting found family vibes. A bit less so now where we are. I'm not sure if that's going to kind of come back into it a bit more. We will see. I don't know what's going to happen with the plot of this book. And it is a it is a series, I think. So I don't know how many books are going to be in the series. I don't know anything, guys. I'm sorry if you're expecting some useful information from me. You're not going to get it right now. But I think by the time that I film a wrap up, I'll try and have more information that I can share. But yeah, I'm very much enjoying the book. I definitely recommend it, and it's definitely an easy fantasy. So if you're somebody as well who doesn't read loads of fantasy and you've just read things like maybe Akatar, Once Upon a Broken Heart, Fourth Wing, this is very easy to read, in similar to those, especially like maybe Fourth Wing is what I would compare it to. But equally, if you do like fantasy and read a lot of it, it's a fun romantasy kind of vibe book. Right, I should probably stop talking and actually do some reading. So hopefully I'll catch up with you when I have finished this book. Fingers crossed I actually do finish it. I feel like I've been filming this vlog for so long and we're definitely not done yet because I am definitely still in a slump. At the risk of sounding like every British person ever, it is way too hot. I am struggling in this heat. So yeah, it's way too hot for me to wear makeup or have my hair down. So I've not updated this vlog in a while because I've been in the office the last couple of days, and to be honest, I've literally just finished the book this morning. So how many days has that taken me to read? A week and 2 days to read that book, which is definitely slow for me. To be fair, the Olympics has been on. Sorry if you can hear my dog walking around. The Olympics has been on and I don't know, I've just been distracted. Everything's been busy, so I just have not been reading as much. But I really enjoyed Quicksilver. I at some points thought it could be a 5-star. I think in the end, with the direction that things went, it's more like a 4.5 star. So I think that's what I'm going to give it, 4.5 stars. Gave it 4 stars on Goodreads, but I do think it was better than 4 stars. So I think I'm settling on 4.5 stars, but if that changes, I will let you know when I do my reading wrap up. I think what I need to just, really push through the end of this slump is going to be reading some fast-paced books. And also I've just read 2 fantasies back to back, which I'm definitely in a fantasy mood, so I've really enjoyed reading them. But at the same time, they're not the quickest books to read. So I've actually decided what I'm going to do, because I was quite fancying a thriller. And I did think about reading one of Frida McFadden's books. I have the second book in the Housemaid series downloaded on my Kindle, but I don't know where that was going. I have no point, but I decided not to read that because I think what I'm actually going to do is try and finish the Mindfuck series. So this is book 3. Yeah, so I read the first 2 books. God, when did I read the first 2 books? Literally a long time ago. And they were really quick to read and I enjoyed them, but I don't know why I didn't just read them all back to back like most normal people would do. So again, am I going to know what's going on? Absolutely not. Okay, I finished the second book on the 21st of April 2023. So it's been over a year, but I decided, you know what, maybe let's just get this series finished because it's annoying me that I've just not read the series. Like, why would I have just not finished it? And they're obviously really short books. So it's, if you don't know, the Mindfuck series is 5 books. And I think if you buy it, it comes as a bind up of all 5 books in one. And I think that's like 500 pages. So most people do read it as one book. On Kindle Unlimited, you like download them as separate books, or just on Kindle in general, I guess. I don't know. They are all on Kindle Unlimited. So I was like reading them separately, and yeah, I don't know why I didn't just read them back to back, because now I don't really know what's going on. But it's like a romantic thriller kind of vibe. So our female main character is a serial killer, but he's got good reasons. And our male main character is a detective, and he is actually the detective on her case. But obviously he doesn't know that it's her. And there is like a romance going on between them. So yeah, I've read the first 2 books and I enjoyed them. I mean, I don't think they're like amazing, but I was having a good time, and they're just really quick to get through. So I feel like that will be good, because I feel like, to make me feel like I'm out of this reading slump, I feel like I just need to get some more books read. So I'm thinking this hopefully will be a good idea. I'm not sure how many of them I will read in this video, but yeah, I'm just hoping this will fully get me out of that slump. So I'm gonna go and make a matcha and start this. So obviously yesterday I started the 3rd book in the Mindfuck series, and I finished it this morning, and then I have started the 4th book, which is All the Lies. I mean, I can't with these covers, like look at that. This is what the cover of the 3rd book is. Not very discreet. Yeah, so I will not be reading this in public. I did enjoy the 3rd book quite a lot. I think the reason maybe I didn't finish this series at the time is because I feel like the 2nd book maybe just lost me a little bit. I think maybe it was a bit boring. 3rd book, really good. And this 4th book so far is also really good. It feels like everything is kind of coming together. And I will say this book started out with some very graphic scenes. I would suggest looking up trigger warnings for this series, because yeah, some stuff is very graphic and difficult to read about, but I'm enjoying the books. I think it's been perfect for me right now when I just want to feel like I'm getting through books and finishing them, because I am pretty much feeling out of my reading slump. I'm enjoying reading again. I'm excited to pick up my book and read. There's still a little bit of a battle with me in terms of like how much time I have to read at the moment, but I am enjoying reading when I'm reading. It feels really nice to read these short books, which are all technically novellas. I think the 3rd book I just read was like 140 pages. This one is a bit longer, I think, but they're all really short, so it just feels nice to be able to just like, you know, be finishing some books. So I'm definitely probably gonna just finish this series before I move on to anything else. But I am, I think, going to end this video here, because for one thing, I have been filming this vlog for over 3 weeks now, I think, or around 3 weeks, and I would really like to get it done and uploaded for you guys. But also I do, as I said, feel out of my reading slump. I'm not necessarily reading as much as I normally would, but as I said, I think that's more of a time thing. There's other things going on. I've been watching lots of the Olympics, been playing tennis, seeing friends, seeing family, so there's just a lot going on at the moment. But I'm not feeling slumpy anymore. I'm very much having a great time reading. What I haven't done yet is try to read a physical book, so that will be interesting. But once I finish this series, I will be starting a new reading vlog. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to be doing yet, but probably some kind of challenge reading vlog. So if you want to continue to see me get over this slump and get back to normal, then make sure you are subscribed to my channel so you can keep up to date with my videos and reading. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If anybody else is in a reading slump, I really hope that you get out of it soon. My best advice to you would be to just push through. Force yourself to read, but don't force yourself to read too much. Find out the things that make reading easier for you. So for me, that's really been reading on my Kindle. It's just a much easier experience for me, and I feel like I can read a lot more without really noticing that I'm reading. So that has been like the main thing that has helped me through this reading slump. Other things that might help is like setting a timer on your phone, to saying, okay, let's set 30 minutes or an hour, and just challenge yourself to do that. Also, mood read as much as possible. I found that's really helped. Like, as I said, I just have not been in a like contemporary romance reading mood at all. So I've mainly read fantasy, and then these which are like obviously dark romance, but also like mystery, thriller kind of vibes going on as well. So yeah, those are my main tips. Thank you so much for watching. I would love to see you in my next video. Please don't forget to leave a comment, like and subscribe if you haven't already.